Welcome to Watch Mojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the best modern-day films with the snazziest 80s soundtracks. Spoilers to come.
I built your walls around me. White noise, what an awful sound.
Number 10, Atomic Blonde.
Sticks and stones, Jimmy.
This tale of Cold War-era spies and international espionage comes with a Cold War-era soundtrack, mostly. Director David Leitch wanted not just 80s music, but modern arrangements of the songs for a more contemporized feel. Hence, Atomic Blonde includes artists like David Bowie, Marilyn Manson, George Michael, and Susie and the Banshees. As well as popular hits such as 99 Luftballons. The film even throws in the standard as time goes by of Casablanca fame. Stylish and chic, the Atomic Blonde soundtrack goes perfectly with the James Bond-esque thrills. Number 9, Sing Street.
It's the perfect mixture of music and visuals. It's short, to the point. Look at it!
Young love and music go so well together. When Connor is forced to attend a new school, he joins a band, the titular Sing Street, all the while pining for the affections of charming, free-spirited Rafina. The band's original compositions, a pitch-perfect recreation of 80s sound, are largely credited to Gary Clark, the frontman of Danny Wilson. The film also features actual 80s music by a-ha, Duran Duran, Hall & Oates, and more. Adam Levine even co-wrote Go Now, an original song released as a single. The result is a critically acclaimed soundtrack that recalls 80s Ireland perfectly, as well as teen love and angst alike.
You come so far, now see you're cutting all the ties.
Number 8, Wet Hot American Summer. Speaking of teen romps, this early-aughts satire set at a summer camp goes above and beyond. A silly spoof of 80s sex comedies, this film's raunchy teens and talking vegetables famously drove Roger Ebert to borrow from Alan Sherman, but it has since become a cult film, no doubt thanks in part to its 80s soundtrack, with hits such as Day by Day from Godspell and Love Is All Right Tonight by Rick Springfield.
Tonight I'm crawling out for a minute. Oh, we're living on the brink, second by minute by minute.
The film is committed to its 80s pastiche. This summer camp may be no Camp Granada, but it's still a blast from the past. Number 7, The Final Girls. While we're on the subject of satires, this slasher spoof goes beyond homage and even dabbles in time traveling. Max and her friends find themselves in the world of a cheesy fictional 80s slasher film, Camp Bloodbath. Realizing that the murderer only goes after those who have intercourse, the group nobly tries to prevent everyone from getting some. The film's own slick soundtrack is among the many obstacles in their way. With an original analog synth score by Gregory James Jenkins, it also features era-appropriate songs by Tony Basil and Bananarama. At least the victims die listening to some bangers.
She got Debbie Davis style, she'll take a tumble on you.
Number 6, Ready Player One. The best of 80s gamer culture, all in one movie. In this dystopian world, Wade Watts and co. compete in a virtual reality game designed by an 80s pop culture-obsessed billionaire. The film is likewise obsessed with the era, although it also includes references to other eras. We get musical nods to many 80s juggernauts, including Back to the Future, The Shining, and Godzilla. film also includes hits from the era by Prince, Van Halen, Twisted Sister, and Blondie. More than a pastiche, there's no doubt that Ready Player One is steeped in 80s pop culture. Number 5. American Psycho.
Morning, Elf. Nice cat.
The 80s were more than just teen rom-coms and nerd culture. The Greed is Good era is satirized in this 2000s film, based on the controversial novel by Bret Easton Ellis. John Cale of Velvet Underground fame composed the score to the movie. Due to its scenes of violence and depravity, the film struggled to get the rights to some 80s songs. Still, the soundtrack managed to feature the work of David Bowie, Phil Collins, and The Cure, among others.
This is Susudio, a great, great song. Personal favorite.
The poppy 80s songs, in contrast with Cale's melancholic score, paint a grim picture of narcissism and corporate greed. Also, we'd be remiss if we didn't mention the iconic Hip to Be Square scene.
Huey released this, 4, their most accomplished album. I think their undisputed masterpiece is Hip to Be Square. A song so catchy.
Number 4. Call Me By Your Name. A touching depiction of coming of age and sexuality in 80s Italy, this film makes its setting a character itself. Selected by Luca Guadagnino himself, the soundtrack features songs by the Psychedelic Furs, F.R. David, and Giorgio Moroder, all played during the summer of 1983.
You are.
Guadagnino also tapped songwriter Sufjan Stevens to write original songs for the movie. He wrote Feudal Devices and Visions of Gideon, but it was his lyrical Mystery of Love that was nominated for an Academy Award for Best Song.
Oh, to see without my eyes, the first time that you kissed me, boundless by the time I cried.
With an eclectic mix of classical and 80s songs, Call Me By Your Name creates a powerful musical ambience not easily forgotten. Number 3. Donnie Darko. Tell us more about the rabbits, Donnie. This disturbing thriller features more than just visions of a rabbit-suited figure predicting the end of the world. It also features a stellar soundtrack.
All around me are familiar faces, worn out places, worn out faces.
San Diego songwriter Michael Andrews composed the bulk of the score, with 3 songs from the decade of decadence included. The 2004 British re-release included even more material by Tears for Fears, Joy Division, and In Excess.
And they could never tear us apart.
Oingo Boingo Stay even makes an appearance. Donnie Darko may be a dark, twisted tale, but its 80s soundtrack is one bright light. Number 2. Napoleon Dynamite.
I had no reason to be carefree. No, until I took a trip to the other side of town.
As one of the most beloved teen comedies of all time, it's hard to believe this film came out in the early aughts. Napoleon Dynamite is heavily steeped in 80s culture, featuring side ponytails, Walkmans, and VCRs. Its soundtrack is no exception, from the catchy I Want Candy to Alphaville's synth pop Forever Young.
Do you want to go over by my friend Pedro and dance really quick?
The soundtrack is totally faithful to the sound of the era, even while the film itself is set in 2004. Even the final ending montage ends us off with a delightful Patrick Street cover of pure 80s nostalgia.
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications.
Number 1. Adventureland.
Have you ever heard those opening lines? You should leave the small town way behind.
There is nothing like an 80s summer romance to inspire great music. This quirky indie rom-com about a teen summer job at a theme park has a mostly reminiscent soundtrack that showcases the best of the era. Apart from selections by David Bowie, The Cure, and The Replacements, the film highlights the music of Lou Reed and the Velvet Underground. And of course, the film also includes its namesake, Yo La Tengo's Farewell Adventureland. Overall, Adventureland licensed a total of 41 selections for use, demonstrating a masterful synergy of setting and music.
Do you have an ice pick I can jam into my ears? I can't listen to this song again.
I don't. What's your favorite 80s song? Let us know in the comments down below.
Did you enjoy this video? Check out these other clips from WatchMojo, and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.